last night, so things are a little bit hectic. But I'm still, as you can see, trying to kind of figure out where the camera setup will be. Just trying to make sure that that's all okay. So I'll be doing skincare with you today as well. So this is it, guys. These are really underrated. They're on AliExpress. If you hear a little bit of noise, I do have the window open just because it's very, very warm. They're Beauty Glazed. This is the peach palette, but if you had seen my post section earlier, you would have seen that they are available in a lot of different colors, and they're on AliExpress at the minute. And there is a back to school and work discount, I think, at the minute. So definitely have a look at AliExpress. They're definitely there. So what we're going to do is that's what we're going to work with today, the eyeshadow palette from Beauty Glazed. And I'll just let you have a look. This is what it looks like. So they're kind of nice, summery, nice bright colors. So we're going to do our skincare. I've got my water today. I actually remembered it, not like the last time. I've got my 80s, I don't know if you can see it, my 80s rainbow bright top on today, which I'm really happy about, but you probably won't be able to see it. There we go. Let's have a look there. That's it, made in the 80s. That might be a better camera angle, actually. Is that okay? Okay. Let me just take a look. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go in with the L'Oreal Revitalift, and this is the hyaluronic replumping cream. So it's really, really good. Hyaluronic acid, niacinamides, all those things are amazing for your skin. So we're just going to pop some of that out, and it's really good because a little bit goes a long way. And I'm just going to pop that around the face. Now, longer form content is becoming quite tricky to record at the minute, but lives are absolutely fine, so I'll always be on the live. With everything with work, I'm in work almost straight away after moving house, so it means I don't have a lot of time kind of for longer form content, but I'm definitely going to start that again. It's just lives are absolutely fine. I can always be on a live, but trying to make the time when I have just moved house and I'm still working and things like that, it's hard to kind of make that time, but I will. But it'll probably be in a more of a kind of bi-weekly basis. But I am doing, so I did the live on highlighting and contouring, but we will be doing like a longer form content. Your skin is gorgeous, girl. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining. So yeah, what we're working with today is Beauty Glazed, and Beauty Glazed are a really good company because they do a lot of really good eyeshadow and mascara and foundations, and that's what we're looking at today. So this is a makeup tutorial channel. I do some mental health too. My name is Kira. I do makeup reviews and tutorials, but I also do, outside of this, I am a support worker for people with autism and Down syndrome. So that's what my kind of role is outside of this. So I'm going to go straight in, guys, with a primer. So if you like makeup and you like things like that, absolutely stay here. I'm always glad to meet new people. And obviously, I gotta call it, obviously, people that come onto these lives a lot as well. But you're all welcome here. And what I'm going to do is just spray my face. This is just a little bit of vitamin E skincare hydrating mist. So we're just going to spray that. It's really hot in the UK at the minute. Really hot. So then we're going to pop on the primer. So the primer is W7 Prime Magic, and they're actually a dupe for Smashbox. And this is the green one. And green and purple are like anti-redness and color correcting. So you can see kind of in my T-zone, I've got kind of redness and then obviously a little bit of green and blue here. So like it works both ways. So it's a color corrector for your skin, and it also kind of tones down the redness as well. But let me know when you're on. That's what that looks like. I hope everyone's well and had a good weekend. So I'm just rubbing that into the skin. You don't need a lot of it. A little bit goes a long way. Okay. I'm glad that this light is working. I got it off TikTok the other day and I charged it for like 3 hours. Hi, Angel. How are you? And it still wasn't working, so it's working tonight, thankfully. But yeah, okay, so that's just the primer. And if I haven't said before, it is W7 are a really good brand for duping like Huda Beauty palettes. They're a really good brand for duping like Anastasia Beverly Hills and even Charlotte Tilbury, and they're a really good price as well. So I'll just hold that up to you there, W7. Okay, so let's go and see. I think we're going to go in with the NYX Butter Glaze today, and these are really, really good because they come in 10 shades. But even if you get like a makeup foundation lightener or darkener, you can always, if you can't find your shade, They're really good. So this is SPF 30 and it's a skin tint. So in the summer, it's great to wear a skin tint, and that's what we're going to do. So just going to pop that on the skin. Mine is in Vanilla Bean Butter, but you can see it's really dark. So it's not super dark, but it's definitely not. When you think of vanilla, it's not really what the color you would expect. But no, it does. I think I'm more like light to medium skin tone. I'm not fair to light. So I don't really have that. I don't have fair skin. So all I'm going to warm it up on the hands, and I'm going to go in with my foundation brush from Real Techniques. Adrian, give me some skincare tips. What kind of tips are you looking for? Adarsh, sorry, not Adrian, Adarsh. So what I'm going to do, guys, is spray the brush. This is the Real Techniques foundation brush. And if you keep them really well, they really do last. It's great. So I'm just going to spray it with the same mist I sprayed my face. This is just the Vitamin E. What kind of skincare tips are you looking for? I might add a little bit more. I'm starting to break out. I don't usually break out, and I'm breaking out in the T-zone at the minute on the chin. So that's what that looks like there. And this is NYX Butter Glaze. I don't think it's very new. I think it came out about 7 months ago. So we're just going to, some people put foundation on very differently. Everyone does it their own way. Some people just put it directly on the face. Some people just take put it on the face and take a sponge. I like to warm it up to the skin, and then I'll either take a sponge or a brush, like this, and I'll just kind of, after the primer's on and it's had time to set. And this, guys, is a skin tint. So if you're somebody that's saying I'm not really into heavy makeup, this is a skin tint. So it's not, and it's got SPF 30. So it's not going to like make your makeup look heavy or anything like that. So it's perfect for the skin. And you see it has a little bit of a glisten to it as well. You look like Han Zung from Stray Kids. Okay, I've never heard of that, sorry. Okay, so I am going to go in a little bit more. Hi Lily, how are you? That's what that looks like there. But I got this top off of TikTok, and it says made in the 80s, and it has all the, like, it has Rainbow Bright, it has all these little characters on, there's Care Bears are on it. It's quite cute. It came in like black, white, and then this kind of peachy color, and I like the peach color, so yeah, I'm wearing that today. Thank you. It comes in different, you just put the year you were born, and then all, like, whatever characters on TV or cartoons or anything that was on, it comes up on a t-shirt, and you can buy it from TikTok shop. It's really good. So I got one for my friend as well. She loved it. I got her the white one and I got the peach one. Yeah. TikTok shop is addictive. You have to be careful. Thank you. I just have so many black tops. I knew, why not get something else? Black and white is something I always go for. So I was trying to not go for the same one. But yeah, you just pop in. You can see My Little Ponies there. Like, it's all kind of random stuff, but it's quite cute. It's quite cute. Okay, so yeah, it's just a skin tint, guys. You can see it hasn't done anything huge to my face, but it's toned down the color and the redness. We are going to go in with concealer, obviously, but you can see, if I just show it to you guys in case you haven't seen it. So this is NYX. It comes in 10 different shades. This is Vanilla Bean Butter, but I still even think, guys, I don't have very fair skin. And Vanilla Bean actually put me off, but the next one up looked like really dark on me, so I knew it wouldn't suit me, but actually this is fine. So take a look, guys, and see if they have your shade. But yeah, that was one of my first TikTok purchases. But very light skin today, kind of skincare in terms of like foundations and things. I'm not going to go too heavy. We're going to look at the Beauty Glazed Peach palette. So this is what this looks like. Really nice peachy kind of goldy tones there, if I show you. Really, really pretty colors. And they come in, they're on AliExpress. They're doing a back to school, back to work discount. They do about 21 different palettes. So if you don't like this, they've got blues, yellows, and I know back to school you're not going to wear these, but they do have mocha browns. They have all that kind of thing. So obviously when you go into school, you're not going to wear like shimmery gold. I don't think you're able to, but I mean, they do have like creams and browns and that kind of thing. So you could certainly get something for like school if you're going back to school. Okay. If you go back to work, I think it's a bit more flexible what you can wear, but I think with school, I know some rules are quite strict in what you can wear. So what I'm going to do for the concealer is, this is just the e.l.f. And it's their hydrating camo concealer. So I'm going to do that. But do let me know, guys, when you're on. It's always great to see the regulars come back and find out about new ones too. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kira. I do makeup tutorials. reviews on products that I'm sent or that I buy. And outside of YouTube, I'm a support worker for people with Down syndrome and autism. So that's, I've only done the T-zone, guys, because that's kind of where the redness for me starts. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just get, I'm going to just warm it up to the skin first, because you wouldn't believe how much you get out of this. So I'm just going to pop this up here. So longer form content will be, I'm going to try and do the contour and highlight requested video tomorrow. This isn't where I want my setup to be. This isn't, yes, I do remember you. Hi, Kayak. I do remember you, yes. How have you been? Hope you're well. It's nice to see you again. This isn't going to be the setup, guys. Obviously, I'm not very long moved here, so there's boxes everywhere. I'm glad you're good. And what I wanted to do was kind of like have a dedicated space where I record, particularly for like longer form content, you know. So the contour and highlight, we did it live on it, but I wanted to do a longer form content video because it was requested, how to like beginner contour and highlight. So that will be up this week as well. And then going forward after that, it'll be every Saturday will be longer form content. So we're going to blend that in, guys, with my, this is just a She Glam beauty blender. I'm going to spray it. Good idea. Yes, it was requested by Emma to do just a contour and highlight. So not the bronze that I always go in with, but the contour, which really brings in the face, and then a highlight, kind of the heart shape in the eye. So I'm going to do that. Thank you for the love hearts. I appreciate it. So obviously you can see the highlights on there. So we are going to, or sorry, the concealer's on there. Highlight was on my mind because I said contour and highlight. So I'm going to just buff that in. I want, you know what I've started to watch, guys, and it's not very new. It's called Manifest. And basically, people are coming home from holiday on a plane, and they land, and it's a different year. But to everybody else, for everybody else, like the plane just disappeared, and they never. But to them, when they land, like they don't know, nothing's wrong, nothing's changed for them. It's called Manifest. I'm really getting into it. It obviously sounds like really out there, but it's interesting. It's like a series. So basically they all get on a flight after a holiday. They get on the flight, everything seems fine, but to everybody else the plane just never came back. It's another year, it's like way ahead in time, but they land and don't know what the big issue is, and everyone can't believe they're there. It's really, I don't think it's very, there's a particular actress in it that's quite famous. I can't remember. She's blonde, blue eyes. I know that doesn't help, blonde, blue eyes. Manifest, anyway, that's what it's called. I would definitely, if you're looking for a series to watch that isn't too kind of, you know, not serious, but you know, a lot of the documentaries out there can sometimes be a bit, you know. But do I like cats? Yes, I love cats. I love them both. I didn't get a cat, but a cat kind of found me a couple of years ago. That sounds strange, but she just turned up at my door. I don't know if she had a house already, but I had a cat flap from the previous owners of the house, so she used to come in and out, and she ended up just staying. But cats are quite independent, aren't they? They're very independent. So if you're quite busy or you're in work, once they have a way into the house, in and out, it's good, isn't it? Because you don't have to, whereas dogs need a lot of, I have had dogs in the past, I love dogs too, but they're very, very much a commitment. So is a cat, but dogs more so because they need that interaction more. They need that kind of socialization. But yeah, I had a cat for years. Yeah. Whiskers, I think her name was. Do you have any cats? I think if you're looking for like an independent, I did have a cat, but it jumped out my window. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Was it okay after that? They do say they land on their feet. There's some sort of saying, isn't there, that cats always land on their feet or something like that. So that's good. I'm glad it was okay. Hi Basra, thank you for joining. So I've just kind of really just kind of blended that in. You can still see, guys, I've got a little bit of redness. I think it is probably just not enough water, you know, that kind of thing, hydrating. So I am going to go back in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and then we're going to set that. Oh, you haven't found the cat since it jumped out the window. Oh God, well at least you know it's okay. If it's not there, it's obviously run off. Maybe it'll come back. You know, sometimes they just get a bit scared. But they're quite flexible cats. I mean, my cat, when I had it, used to jump off like the fence and things like that in the garden. And I hope it's okay. I'm sure if it wasn't there when you look down, it must have run off and it'll come back, I'm sure. When did that happen? Has it been long? Oh, it's okay. You haven't found it, but it was okay. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Okay, so all I'm doing is really just kind of buffing that in. I can see that I do have redness and a little bit here, but yeah, cats are definitely more independent, I think. I'm just going to take some water because I actually remembered it this time. But do let me know, guys, what you're doing this week or your weekend. I'm working so much, every day is turning into like a different day. I had to think about what day it was today. But the contour and highlight video will definitely be up. And then going forward, every Saturday, there'll be longer form content. But there is a contour and highlight live we did, I think 2 lives ago. So if you want to do that, look at that, you can. But there will be like a dedicated 15-minute video on contour and highlighting. And guys, one person I would look at, and she's been on YouTube for years, is Candy Johnson. She's kind of who I started to look at when I first got into makeup. Everybody probably knows who Candy Johnson is now. She's on Instagram. She's a makeup artist, but she started very humbly. She started kind of really from the bottom up on her YouTube channel. And she did really like, okay, this is how you highlight and contour. She did the really basic kind of, I say basic, but they're really important, like what foundation is for you, what skin type do you have. So she started off with really, really good videos. So if you ever want to have a look at Candy Johnson, she's still on now, and she's a super celebrity artist now. But she's got a playlist. So if you ever want to kind of have a look, that's who kind of I started. And is it Beat Face Honey, Tatiana Ward? She's somebody I looked at as well when I started to study makeup artistry. So yeah, and she's I love cats, but some of the boys in my class say stuff like I hate cats, and I'm just like, yeah, but I don't. Well, if they hate cats, that's kind of their problem, isn't it? If you love cats, that's what's important to you, and you've got a cat, you know. So just, you know, I wouldn't take any notice of what they say. I know it's hard when they're in your class. You can't really ignore it too much, but just try to kind of focus on something else because, you know what you like, and that's what's important, isn't it? So what we're going to do is, this is the Revolution Rose Baking Powder. It comes in Banana and Banana Light. This is the pink tone, and I usually just do it for my under eyes. But yeah, if there's something you like that other people don't like, I think you just have to kind of focus on the positive, don't you? But I know it's difficult. It can be difficult in school, I understand. What's class are you in? Are you in elementary or are you in high school? Yes, I have it. So it came with a little triangle puff. Hi, K-Gigs House. This is what it came with. I don't know if they still come with this or not, but mine came with the triangle puff, and it's really nice to kind of focus just on the under eye there. So what I'm going to do is just take it. I'll show you what it looks like, and you literally just go under the eye. Now, I often say this. I've seen so many people on YouTube completely set their face with this, but I just like to set the under eye because it just kind of sets everything nicely. You can see it just kind of finishes it off nicely, and it doesn't mattify it, but it definitely takes kind of the oiliness away. So that's what we're going to do. And this is what it looks like. I have heard some people say that it doesn't come with this anymore, which is a shame, but I think you can get these triangle puffs on Amazon or Shein. I don't think they're very expensive. But this is the Revolution Baking Powder in Rose that I'm using right now. But yeah, Kaalik, if you have a cat and people in school are saying, you know, that you don't like them, or they don't like them, I would say to them, just don't, you know, just worry about yourself. But I understand when you're in the same class, it can be difficult. But do you have any friends you can turn to? So I've just used the rest of that, guys, if you're wondering, just on my T-zone, because that's where, for me in particular, I start to kind of get the oiliness and things like that. So, OLB, hi, thank you for joining. So what we're going to do now is set the rest of the face, and I really am doing well with this. I think this is going to be the last use we get out of this. I always say if you can get something, use it up until you get the next thing. And so this will be my last use of this. You can see I've hit pan on that quite literally quite quickly. And this is the Rimmel 001 transparent powder. So it's different, guys, to say a porcelain or a beige powder. Transparent means that anything you've put on your face that has color, the transparent won't take that away. But if you get a beige setting powder or a porcelain or say a mocha color, it's going to change the color of your face. But because transparent, it means that it's going to set your face, but it's not going to change any color that you've done, the foundation, anything like that. Today we've just used a skin tint and it has SPF 30, so always put your SPF on for sure. So we're just going to set the face and then we're going to move on. This is just the DJS Beauty face brush. It's probably the biggest face brush that I own. And we're just going to press that into the, like that. And really just giving us a nice base, guys. I know I still have redness, but I'm not going to go too heavy tonight on foundation or anything like that. It's really, really hot here at the minute. So I'm in the UK and it's, today must have got to like 28 degrees. For us is really, really, sorry if you can hear the dogs outside. I needed the window open, guys. I was going to try and, but the fan is so hot. If I had left the fan on, you would have just heard it so loud even. Sorry. So sorry if the dogs are making noise outside. Okay, so that's it. It's just kind of mattified everything down. I am going to go in with the dewy setting spray anyway, so it's not going to look too dry. So what we're going to do is go in with a bronzer now. The bronzer is, so why the F is only 8? It's funny you say that, because when I come out after I set it to public, it says that 230 somebody was in your live. Every time I kind of adjust it, it says that like 200 views or something. So I don't know why that says that. I've seen that myself here, but it kind of jumps from one to the other. So I kind of find by the end of the live, people have kind of seen the kind of gist of it. So you're 11 and 12. Okay. Is that year 11? Do you mean year 11? Okay. Yeah, I find kind of that the viewings go up and down, but then the overall viewing at the end, kind of I get the stats that it's usually okay. I guess there's so many things on streams, you know, that people just go from one to the other. So this is Huda Beauty. It's the Radiant Glow and it's the 03 Soft Radiance and it's their bronzer. And if I just show you, that's what it looks like. It's really nice. It's really natural looking. And we're not going for a contour today. We're going for a bronzer. So contour is really going to take in the face. So if I wanted to contour, look at the face shape that you have. So you'll see on my post section, I popped in when I did the live, I did 7, I think it was actually 6 people, and they all had different faces. And I popped on each face where the contour would go and where the highlight would go. So the highlight is generally anywhere you want really people to see. So usually the eye area. But the contour is where something's going to, if it's in the cheekbone, it's going to bring your face in. But if it's kind of in the forehead, it's going to make that forehead look stronger or smaller even. So what I'm going to do is go in with the Golden Glow Drops first. And this is from W7. So I'm just going to give that a shake. And I'm going to put that again on the back of my hand. I always put stuff on the back of my hand just to warm it up. It may be too that because I haven't put any longer form content on Kalk, that maybe people haven't seen the post. I always put post requests or post notifications up about videos or lives. So it may be that because my body. Yeah, but they say you're stupid for liking cats. Why would they say you're stupid for that? I mean, I don't understand that. People have, you know, people like all different kinds of animals. That's kind of silly. That's it. I don't know. That seems quite immature, really, doesn't it? You're not stupid, I would say. Definitely not. Okay, so this is the Real Techniques contour brush. And again, I am going to spray it. And I know this looks like very heavy. Everyone puts bronzing drops on differently. Some people get their brush and they literally go around and then, you know, around the face. I like to kind of position it in different places. That way I can kind of, you know, when I do go in to blend it, it's going to be a bit more controlled. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. You're not stupid for liking cats. That, you know, everybody likes different things, don't they? You know, and at the end of the day, you're taking care of an animal at the end of the day. So that says more about how kind you are, doesn't it? You're so kind. Um, you're taking care of, you've got a pet that you're taking care of and that you're responsible for. So you're being, I think, maybe one day they'll look back on what they said when they're older and realize it was really immature. So I'm bringing that back to the hairline. I am going to go in, guys, with a kind of buffing brush because I think with the heat, and you can kind of see, it usually doesn't kind of stick to some areas, and I think because of the heat here it has. So we're just gonna okay, you might not need it actually. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, I haven't made it too strong. It's literally just a bronzer. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go in with the Huda Beauty. Now you have 2 likes. Okay, thank you. I was requested since February to do these, guys, so I did for a long time longer form content, just videos, uploaded videos for years, and then I was requested as of February to start doing lives, so it actually wasn't something I decided to do. So some of the lives, chaotic, and I do tend to find Sunday lives just before everyone goes to school and work, tend to be quieter than say Monday and Wednesday lives. Monday and Wednesday lives are quite busy, but I guess Sunday people are preparing for work and things. But yeah, they were requested by subscribers to do, so it wasn't something that I kind of was going to do. But yeah, hi Sophia, thank you for joining. So this is it, guys. This is kind of how it turns out, and it's not a contour. I have used a contour brush. Real Techniques, if you keep them really well, Real Techniques will last a long time. Real Techniques are brushes that you, if you really take care of them, they last a long time. So as you can see, it's just where the sun naturally hits your face. If you had looked at my other video, it was more kind of structured with a contour and a highlight. But you don't, I got a question the other day, do you have to get a contour and a highlight? You don't. Basically what you do is you get maybe a highlight that's maybe a concealer that's 2 tones maybe lighter, and a concealer that's maybe 3 or 4 times darker, and you can use those 2 as concealer and highlight. You don't have a highlight and contour. You don't necessarily have to go out and get the best kind of, you know, high end out there. So all I'm doing is making sure that's right back into the face. Oh, thank you, 222 fan. You don't talk too much, Keg. That's okay. That's fine. That's what the lives are for. I know I do a lot of longer form content that's requested, but the lives are also for kind of interacting with people, aren't they? So you don't have to say you're sorry. That's fine. Okay, so that's kind of that. So we've put on the W7 Golden Glow Drops. Then we've popped on the Huda Beauty Glowish 03 Tan Light. It comes in a much darker color as well, but this one is kind of probably the best for me. Now what we're going to do is go in with a blush. And the blush we're going to use is She Glam from Shein, and it's in Birthday Cake. It's really nice. It's a really, really nice color. And it tastes like, it smells like candy. And this is what it looks like. So you can control what you have. And I even put this on the back of my hand because it's really strong, guys. It's a really, really strong color, but it's really fun to use. Really, really fun. So let's have a look. I'm going to get my blush brush. And the reason I use this one is because you can see I've used it before, the blush is on it. If you go kind of from the smallest point here and upwards, it'll give you a better direction. So that's why I do that. So this is what it looks like. We're going to start here and move our way up like that, and I warm it up with my hands, and then I go in with a brush like that. And if I need to, I'll just spray the brush with some vitamin E spray, and then just continue the, you can see it has a little bit of a shimmer as you turn. Okay, it kind of just shimmers a little bit, and that was the tiniest amount, guys. So you get a lot for your money in this. This is Birthday Cake from She Glam. Really nice. So that's what that looks like. So it just brings kind of a natural kind of cheek, but you can see there's kind of like a sheen as I turn compared to that side. So it doesn't look really overly done. And then you can go in with a drier brush then, because we did wet this, just with a setting brush, and just kind of buff that until you feel like you've gotten where you need. And that's it, guys. It's quite kind of fresh and summery. I'm really liking this top, but I don't think it's work appropriate. But basically, go onto TikTok, guys, and put in the year you were born, and it will bring up your like the cartoon characters that were on TV when you were a child or anything like that. So I've got like My Little Ponies here and Sesame Street and kind of just random stuff I thought was really nice. So I'm going to use, guys, this is so strong. I know that I'm going to have enough on the other side. So if I just show you, and if we need more, we'll go in. But a lot of times what I find with this color is that even what's on the back of my hand is enough for the next cheek. So if I just do that, it's gone down a little bit too far, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Yeah, it has gone slightly down, but that's okay. We can buff that out. So yeah, that's definitely looks a bit more kind of like I got sunburnt. That wasn't what we were going for, was it? That wasn't the look I was going for, but we'll work with it. Yeah, you can see here. Okay, we're going to buff that in. We're not going to panic about it, but you can certainly see this side. So I'm going to go back in with that DJS Beauty, and they're from Illinois. She started off kind of training, and now it's DJS Beauty. If I show you the logo, they are, I'm sure they're, and they call this the Big Bertha brush, and it's probably the biggest brush I have, guys. Look at that. It's like it's almost the size of my face. But yeah, really good brush. So all I'm doing with this is calming that down because I think that went a bit too far, but we'll work with it. Oh, thank you. That's very nice to say. So I think it's calmed a bit now. It's calmed a little bit down because I think that side just got a little bit too strong. But if you can see, guys, it kind of works as a highlight as well. So that's She Glam, and that's in Birthday Cake, the blush. I'm going to take some water. I think this heat is getting to me. We're not used to this heat, guys. I don't know where you are, but in the UK and Ireland, we're not used to really, really hot summers, and it's so hot. I mean, it's really, really hot. It's like a heat wave over here at the minute. But I knew if I put the fan on, it would be so loud. You wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying. So I've got the window open. So if you hear the dogs, that's what that is. And I'm definitely going to figure out tomorrow the actual proper place to kind of record for you guys, because then I'll be able to do my longer form content a bit more as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the brows. So I'm nearly sure that I put a product in here. It wouldn't be one of my lives if I didn't try to search for something frantically. Oh, the thing is, guys, Jurassic Park comes out tomorrow. I am a Jurassic Park. If you know me, you know that I love, and I'm not afraid to say it, I loved the first one when I was a kid. So I didn't want to go to the cinema only because of my work kind of pattern. I knew I wouldn't be able to get the time to go off to meet my friends at the same time. I knew we were all, so I basically bought it on Sky Store. So if you don't know what that is, if you're from America or somewhere else, it's basically like a channel that as soon as kind of a film comes out of the cinema, they buy the rights to it. So tomorrow, the 18th, the new Jurassic Park comes out, as in like on TV basically. So I had to buy it, and it's going to be on top of my package, I guess. But it's worth it because I'm never going to be ashamed to say it. Everybody has something they like. And for me, as a kid, and I went with my brother to the second one, but he got really scared, so we had to leave. When we went to the second, we went to the second one. I think it was the second one, definitely the one where they're paragliding in at the very start. And I think we were there for 10 minutes, and yeah, we had to leave. He got so scared, bless him. But no, it's the last one, I think, that's out. It's called I don't know what it's called, but it's out tomorrow, so that's going to be on my Sky Store when I get home tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So yes, everybody, what, guys, do you have like a film that you've just always loved, or a series? For me, that's been it. Okay. So what we're going to do is try and find the brow. So yes, it is. It's probably still in the cinemas in some countries, but in the UK and Ireland, it's out now, out of the cinemas, and you can actually watch it on TV now, which is great. But I think you have to like book it, if you know what I mean. You have to pay for it. But yeah. Okay, I think I've put my brow pen somewhere safe. I always say somewhere safe and then I can't find it. I do that with so many things, guys. Okay. Yes, in my country it's super hot. Where are you, Kayak? Are you in I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay, just trying to, I know I've put it somewhere safe. It's just a brow. Let's brush the brows into place anyway. We'll brush them in. Denmark. Oh wow, I've always wanted to go there. I've been to Belgium. I haven't been to Denmark. Are you on your school holidays at the minute then? If you're in school, because August is usually holiday time for summer, isn't it, for schools? So I've just brushed them into place. I'm still looking for a product, guys, that I got. I'll show you. It's Revolution, and it's their duo pencil and brush, basically. And so the weather must be quite hot there then. And I bet you I've put it somewhere really safe, and then I can't find it when I'm on the live. Okay, we might have to just search quickly, and if I don't have it, we might have to just forego that. Let's have a quick look here. I'm searching, guys. Okay. So I don't think I've brought my brow, unless I've popped it in here. There, guys. I think I've put it away. So basically the brows, I don't know what we're going to do with that. I might have to kind of double up and use an eye shadow for the brows. I think we're going to have to do that today, guys, because I always do that. I put things somewhere safe, and then that somewhere safe I can never find. So yeah, I'm going to have to do that afterwards. No, I just started. Oh, so you've just started school. Oh, wow. Most places, I think, close. I know in America they start really early in August again, and they close in June. But over here, the children, they don't go back until September, I think. So they've got quite a long way to go yet. Okay, so because I couldn't find it, we're going to go try and find a medium brown. So it kind of, yeah, so the kids get out of school usually the first week of July, and then they don't go back till September. And so they've got a long time off for summer, a long time. So I think, guys, because I couldn't find my brow kit, I don't know what I've done. And we're going to go for like a medium cool toned brown, and we're going to use our brow brush, and we're going to do it that way. So this is what I'll use. It's clean. It's my She Glam brow brush. I only use it on myself. I'm going to take the product up with this part, and then I'm going to brush it in with this part. Yeah, it's a long time off, isn't it? I know in America they don't have that much time off, but in the UK and Ireland, they have from June, I think the latest, maybe the last week in June, right up to September off. So it's a huge kind of holiday for them. So what subjects do you study? So I'm just going to blend that in with the brush, guys. I'm not going to go anywhere where the color isn't, like where my brows are, not there, because then it's just going to come off throughout the day. So it just looks a little, and then what I'm going to do is take that down a notch, because, you know, it's obviously quite strong. That's what the brush is for. And we're just going to brush that out really gently. But it also disperses the color so that everything looks even, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. And we're going to use whatever's remaining on the brush to this side. Okay. I think we wouldn't mind the heat over in England and Ireland so much if we had air-conditioned buildings. But because we're not used to it, so like the supermarkets and things like that and the shops all have air conditionings, but in generally speaking, because we're not used to this weather, we don't, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm just mixing two. And because we're not used to this weather, we don't have air-conditioned houses, or so you would have to like buy an air-conditioned filter specific to this. So I think if we keep on getting heat waves like this, we're going to have to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to just brush that out. That's enough color now. We're going to brush that out. I'm going to set everything with the e.l.f. Dewy Gripping Spray, which is the setting spray from e.l.f. Okay. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it at that, because it's not my usual brow color, but I've obviously put that somewhere safe. So somewhere safe always ends up being somewhere I find in a month's time. Okay. Well, that didn't go to plan, did it? But we're just going to work with it. Okay. Let's have a look at the setting spray I was going to show you. This is what it is. It's the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray from e.l.f. I think it's still about £10. It is, if you go to Superdrug and you have a discount card, they will, that's how I got it. I think I got it for £6, but I do still think it's quite expensive for e.l.f. But e.l.f. I find makeup brand in general are starting to increase in price. So what we're going to do, this is just a fine mist and it's a dewy setting spray. So what we're going to do is just spray that. And then we're going to go in with that peach palette. Okay, so this is it, guys. It's a nice peach palette. I think it will suit what we're wearing today. And this is the colors. I'll just show you. Look at my post, guys, because I did an entire swatch on my arm. You'll see every single color. They're amazing. Particularly this one and this one. They're just amazing. So if you like that summer, just bright and kind of, you know, nice, easy color. English, German, Danish, maths, I am dyslexic, and woodwork, art, and history, and God, which is religion. They're all the ones I did, bar the German and Danish. We did French. But no, wow. No, that's I understood what you meant by that. I know, I could see that, so don't worry about that. You meant maths. No, I got that. That's absolutely fine. Wow, that's a lot to take on, isn't it? Yeah, so you've got probably a lot of study when you get home. So I hadn't actually decided what to go in with yet, guys. So they're coming off quite bright on screen, and that's exactly what they are like. Definitely take, because I was going to say, will I do a swatch here, or will I put a post up for everybody to see? So I did put a post up, guys, today, and you will see how strong these come out in swatches. And that's how you can always tell. If something looks really good in the palette, always test it. There's usually a tester version in stores you can have a look at. But yeah, very nice. That's okay that it was long. Do you like art? That was one of my favorite things, art and English. I liked that. What's your favorite? My least favorite was maths, obviously. I think that was everybody. So I'm going to go and cut the crease. And what cut the crease means is you get a small brush or a fluffy brush and you just kind of go in between like that. So we're going to use the e.l.f. fluffy brush, and this is what it looks like. Like this, just like a kind of a fluffy, kind of, make sure that's a clean brush if you're going in with a bright color. You like the gym? Wow, that's good. Do you have any sports that you play after school? So there's these two here, and then there's this kind of deep orange one, and this is a very bright orange. So I think we'll go in with the bright orange. Let's just go for the bright orange. It's summer. We're just going to do it. This is what it looks like. I know, look at that, guys. Am I going to regret this? Woodwork is your favorite. Oh, wow. Amazing. Do you like to make things? You probably get exams where you have to do projects. So I'm going to just, because I have slightly hooded eyes, guys, and if you've seen my lives or videos before, you know I got a little bit further than the crease. And the reason I say that is if you have slightly hooded eyes and you go right into the corner, when you look ahead, that color is going to disappear. So if you have a kind of hooded eye here, which means that the skin slightly comes over, do go up a bit higher, because then that's where the color will show. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be super gentle. Actually, what I'm going to do is show you an eye primer. It's from Profusion. Handball and gymnastics. Wow. Amazing. Gymnastics and handball are quite good ones to have, aren't they? So this is it. This is the Profusion pigment base. And so basically it's an eyeshadow base that will keep your eyeshadow on all day. Now, if you don't have an eyeshadow base, just use concealer. It's not something you have to have, but I found this Profusion really, really good that keeps on your eyeshadow, particularly in hot weather. So what we're going to just show you what it looks like. So it's a really white color, but don't worry, it does warm to the skin. So if I just show you, definitely a quieter live, but I do think Mondays and Wednesdays seem to be a lot busier. But I still like to kind of catch up with you guys on a Sunday. Yeah, handball sounds good. I used to do basketball, but I think I just didn't have the height. I tried it out for 2 years. I was good at it, but I think you have to have a certain height for that. Definitely. So all I'm going to do is I pop it in the center. Now you can use a sponge or a brush, or just the warmth of your fingers. Yeah, basketball, and I did ballet, which isn't really I wouldn't say it's a sport really, is it? But I did it from the ages of 3 to 8 to 16, I think. So I'm using a sponge. No, I'm the exact same. I'm not really a fan of football. I never really have been. England, I'm from Ireland originally, but in England they absolutely love football. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I don't know. I agree. I just don't think it's kind of the most, you know, I like tennis. I like watching tennis. I'm not very good at tennis, but I do like watching tennis. But I'm the same. I agree. Just football for me, I couldn't sit there and be interested enough in the sport to actually watch it for, say, an hour or two. I don't, it's great that people like it, but for me, I don't know. Like if I'm watching the Olympics, when the Olympics were on, I watched the swimming and I watched the running and the tennis. Not that I can do any of those amazingly well, but that's what I watched. Okay, so as you can see, guys, it is super white, but it will calm down to your skin tone. But what it does is it keeps on that eyeshadow. And the reason I use it is that it doesn't matter what weather it is. So if it's raining or it's really hot or oily or your face suffers from oiliness, it really keeps on. Now, if you wanted to double up on that, you could put powder there, but I don't. I let it, because it's quite tacky. I let it kind of sit there. I don't like football, but just my opinion. It's not like I hate it. No, I don't hate it either, but I couldn't sit there and watch it for like an hour. I just can't. I know people get really serious about it, don't they? They get really serious about it, but which is fine. That's what they like. But for me, I think I'd rather something else, you know. So I understand that. So that's really been rubbed in quite well. And then we're going to go with that really nice kind of, I might do, not the, why don't we go for this one instead? Let's have a swatch and I'll show you what this looks like. So that's what we're going to go for in the crease. I think it will suit the top. I didn't wear that on purpose, but I think this is so cute, guys. And I don't usually go on TikTok, but I just love the like My Little Pony. Then you've got, this is Sesame Street, I think. And then there's like Care Bears. That's quite cute. Okay, so this is it, guys. That's what we're looking at. Quite heavy swatches there. So we're going to be really careful because the stronger colors be super light and gentle on your eyes. Now I will say, guys, for everybody listening out there, makeup isn't everything. So it's not the be all and end all. This is just something that we do for creativity and fun. It's like a hobby. But definitely don't look at this and think that you have to have makeup. You don't have to have it if you don't want it. So it's something to enjoy and watch like a hobby, absolutely. But always come away knowing that it's not the most important thing. You just being happy in yourself is the most important thing. So I'm just going to see how bright that is, guys. It's the lightest touch, So you get really good payoff, color payoff. And what color payoff means, if you don't know, it means that the color stays for a very long time. So that's what that looks like. Now we're going to buff that in with a clean buffing brush because super bright, as you can see. So it's good color payoff, but certainly I would buff it in with a clean buffing brush. This is another e.l.f. and this is just the Beauty Eye Blender brush, but it's very soft and fluffy. So it's gonna, because it's clear and clean. Oh my goodness, if you have to go to school, go to school. Don't let me be, don't wait for me. Oh my goodness. By the way, if I stop talking, it's because it's 10:25 past 10 in my country and I need to go to school, but I can't because I love your videos. Oh, you can always catch up, but you can on the replay, and if you want to comment, I'll comment back to you. But oh my goodness, if it's 25 past 10 and you have to go to school, absolutely, you can always kind of pause this and then come back when you have time. Absolutely. But it's been great talking to you. But certainly if you need to go to bed or go to school, definitely, and have a good day in school. Have a good day in school, definitely. And you can always come back, and if you comment, I can always comment back to you when you come back. If you finish the live, I always see the comments afterwards. So you can see what like a clean brush does, guys. So that was quite harsh when we put it on first. But as I used a clean buffing brush, you can see it kind of just not, it kind of really just warmed up to the skin. It didn't look as harsh. So we're going to do that on the other side. But you definitely get payout. So this is Beauty Glazed, if you're wondering. If you've just, this is Beauty Glazed. They're on AliExpress and they're doing a back to school, back to work deal at the minute. So I think they're doing like a price deal. There's 21 palettes. So if you don't like, if you say I like the eyeshadow, but I don't like the color, they've got so many colors, guys. They've got kind of a mocha brown. So you can kind of, it doesn't have to be as bright as this. Or if you just like bright colors, they do blues and yellows as well. But I kind of like that orangey look. So, and I think its summery is quite good. It's nice too. So we're going to go the other side with that. So you can see it's really going to keep that on. If and not of. Yes, I knew what you meant there. If you have to go. I understand completely. So we're going to go on to the other eye. And again, I'll just show you what the palette looks like. That's what that looks like. It's called the Peach palette. But AliExpress, if you like it, go on to AliExpress. So which one did we go for again? I'm just going to swatch this because what I don't want to do is go into a color on the other eye that we didn't actually go into. Because I talk so much, I distract myself, and now I don't want to go in with a color that I didn't use. That looks super bright. I don't think I did that. Maybe I did. Well, we're going to go for it. Creative. At and not. No, I will not stop. I'll only stop at 3 a.m. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully I won't be on that long. But thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate it. So I think this is the one, guys. We're going to go for it. But I talk so much and they look super similar, these two. So I just want to make sure it's not the same. So again, we're just going really, really kind of light. And you can see, guys, yes, it is the same color. You can see the lightest touch. You get such a good color payoff. So again, I'm going to go back in with that clear brush. But like I always say, guys, makeup for me is very creative and it's like an expressive thing, but it certainly isn't the most important thing, guys. I think how you feel about yourself, yes, that's the right color. I had this nightmare feeling that I'd used the wrong color, so that's fine. How you feel about yourself, you know, is really important, and it doesn't have anything to do with makeup. It's more about confidence, isn't it? So just have confidence in yourself. So yeah, I'm going to kind of, you can see this is kind of, I brought it up a little bit higher on this side because of my hooded eyes. So I'm going to just bring this up a little bit higher too. And you can see what it does there, guys. It really brightens up the eyes. And I think brown eyes suit bright colors. And I think kind of, for me, I find that I used to love really dark browns, cool tone browns. And now as I'm getting older, I'm preferring kind of the brighter colors, because the light kind of complements the dark, whereas if I had a really dark kind of brown and black liner, I think it might bring my face down slightly. So that's kind of what we're looking at so far. I'm going to buff them both out, and buffing them both out just means taking those harsh lines away. So, and again, that Profusion pigment base we used is really going to help. But don't feel like you have to have a concealer if you are, sorry, a primer, eye primer. If you have concealer, absolutely, that will do the same thing. So that's where we're at so far. I've buffed it out. So now what we're going to do is go in with the pink color in the inner corner, and I'll show you. The pink color is super bright, super, super bright. I'll actually show you this one. That's the color we're going to go in with. They're coming off kind of orange, but this is, as you can see, it's quite pink. But when I go to swatch it, it looks slightly orange, but it is pink. And we're going to use I'm going to use the warmth of my finger for that. I'm just going to take a drink. With this weather, I've definitely been hydrate yourself in the summer for sure. Okay, just cleaning off my hands because we're about to use, if it's glitters or a very bright color, sometimes the brushes don't pick it up as easily. So what I do is I go in with my finger, and we're going to go in with that pink color. I'm going to show it to you there, and we're just going to go to the inner corners, and you'll see how pink it is once I see how pink that is, but it doesn't look like it on the finger. But when I put it straight on the eye, you can see how bright that is. So that's what we're going to work with today. And I'm really gentle. I go super gentle because it's your eyes and you want to look, you don't want it to drag the eye in any way. Okay, so we're just going to go back in. So you can see it kind of blends in, but you can certainly see this one is brighter, and that's what we want. We want bright colors for the inner corner. Now, I have an allergic reaction to false lashes, and I think false lashes would really complement this because they would make the lashes and the whole eye would lift. So I use waterproof mascara, So the waterproof mascara is what I use, and I use a lash curler. So I'll show you what the lash curler looks like. So that's what we're looking at there. Okay, so we are going to go slightly darker as we go out, but when it's all kind of comes together really nicely and you've got your mascara on, it's very summery, it's very fresh. And I will do kind of on the inner corner, we'll do one of these glitters here. But the pink, I think, it doesn't come off on my finger so well, but when I put it on the eye, you can certainly see the difference there. So we're just going to now, if you notice, guys, I didn't bring it in the whole way because we're going to go in with a white color, because white or bright colors on the inner corner is going to make the eye look bigger and it's going to bring it out a little bit more. Okay, so that's as far as we're going to go with the pink. And now what I'm going to do is just clean off my hands quickly. And we're going to go in with a bright color on the inner corner. So that's what we're kind of looking at. You love pink and blue. Yeah, I like pink and red actually. Blue is a nice color too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the fairest color, as in the brightest, this one, and we're going to go into the inner corners with that. So I'm going to use a clean finger. This is what this looks like, so super, shimmery. And we're going to use our finger and we're going to carefully just dot that. And as I go out, you can see it kind of just gives a nice glitter to it. So just placement is really important with these kind of things, guys. So as you can see how it just kind of brings the eye out. And when we put mascara on that, it's going to calm this down a bit. So I know right now it looks really kind of sharp and shiny, but actually when we put the mascara on and we brush this into place, it's going to calm down. It's going to really just complement the look. So we're just going to do that. And we're going to do it on the same side, on the other side, same color, and I'm going to brush that out. And I'm being really gentle because obviously it's the inner corners. We don't want anything with your eyes, be really, really gentle with. Sorry if you can hear like the traffic outside and the animals and things. So what I'm going to do is get a very clean, again, fluffy brush, and we are just going to buff that in until we get the tone we want. Can you see what I mean? Can you see it's kind of shows, but it's not as harsh as this side, and that's what we want. We want the shimmer to be there to make the eye look really good, but we don't want it to kind of, and I'm bringing that right under the eye. And that's kind of what you get. You get that kind of, that's kind of what you get there. And then obviously when you've got the mascara on, that's going to be black, so it's going to kind of counteract the kind of, if it's too much for you, if you don't like this color, if you think it's too strong. And that's kind of what you get. It's like a highlight for your eye. How people highlight under the eye, this is kind of a highlight for your eye, and it lifts your eye up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with a medium toned shimmer for the outer corner. So instead of doing a dark outer V, we're going to go for a bright outer V. So this is what this looks like, this goldy tone, and we're going to use the rest of what's left, and we're going to kind of give it that multi-tonal look. Now, if this was a longer form content video, I would fast forward the eye process and you would instantly see the lash curler and the mascara on. But obviously for a live, I know putting on mascara for people isn't the most interesting thing, but at least you know, you've seen me do it and you see how it's done. So this is the color here. It's like a bronzy color. And we're just going to pat that with our fingers, the outside of the eye and on the other side as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is curl the lashes. I'm going to put that on one more time just to make sure it's there nicely. There, you can see it there. And we're going to go on the other. This is what it looks like. This is probably an eye look I wouldn't go for, but I think going out of your comfort zone is really important in life and in makeup and anything. Just go out of your comfort zone. So what we're going to do is, again, mascara and curling my lashes on longer form content videos is usually fast forwarded, but we're going to do the lash curl now. And I don't have the longest lashes, so that's why I like to curl the lash, because if you curl your lashes with a lash curler, when you put the mascara on, your lashes will already be curled and it'll be really good. So we're going to do that. Let's just find the lash curler. I put things away. So this is what it looks like if you haven't seen one. This is what it looks like. So it grasps your lashes here. It has a little cushion effect. And as you kind of pinch down, it curls them up. So what we're going to do is I have a smaller mirror that I tend to use. So if you get a small mirror and you look down, you're going to have more control over what happens. If you're kind of straining to look into a bigger mirror straight ahead, you might be more prone to make mistakes. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get a small mirror. And there will be photos in the post section after this. So you get a small mirror and you just kind of look down and grasp the lash, and just if you can see what I'm doing, I'm moving that up and down and it's curling the lash. So as I let go, you can see when I put the mascara on, it's really, can you see the difference? It's even kind of curled them up slightly. So what we're going to do is that again. Okay, so now we're going to go in with mascara. And for lips today, I'm going to just use a lip oil today. I'm going to go with Revolution lip oil in strawberry. Okay, so let's get the mascara. This is W7 Lash Out, so we're going to use that. Gib, hi Gib. Oh, thank you. It's been a bit of a hectic day, so the hair is kind of half curly, half straight, but thank you. Thank you for that. How have you been? So this is a really good wand, guys, because it gets smaller on the inner corner and then it goes out further. So the inner corner lashes are easier to do, and it's waterproof. This is W7 Lash Out. I hope you've been well. I was just saying it's definitely a quieter live than Mondays and Wednesdays. So, but it's good to come on and say hello to everyone. So again, I'm going to use that same mirror and I'm just going to look down and we're going to be really careful and just start to apply the mascara. But I've been in work since, like, to me it seems like a Thursday because I've been on and off in work doing work shifts. So I know it's Monday tomorrow, but for me it does feel like it's already like Thursday or Friday. You're all right, just tired, and tomorrow is Monday. I know how you feel. Sundays are always, you know, one of those days where you're glad to be able to sleep in the morning, but then as the day progresses, sorry if you can hear the plane, my goodness, that's loud. As the day progresses, you realize it's Sunday and tomorrow's Monday. So yeah, I think this heat isn't helping either, this heat wave. Okay, so that's kind of just one coat or two coats. It's coming up in the mirror a lot stronger than it is actually on the screen, but obviously there will be pictures in the post section. I might go in with a second mascara because it's not actually coming up. But yeah, Mondays are not always the best days, are they? But we just have to stay positive. Okay. Bottom lashes, there's only certain mascaras I really trust, so I'm hoping this works out. If you can see, guys, I can see in the mirror there's definitely a difference, but I might change the mascara because it's not coming up as it usually does on screen, which probably means the product is going. So I'm going to go in with the collection, and this is Mile High mascara, so we're going to use that one. Always, yes, definitely. So we're going to use that. I need to get water as well. I've got my water here. So we might go in with the Mile High mascara instead of the W7 Lash Out. But if I hadn't have been moving house, Gib, I would have gone on holiday this year. Honestly, definitely. I go home to Ireland a lot, but I don't really count that as a holiday. Because I guess I'm visiting family, I do count it as resting, but I don't count it as a holiday. I know that sounds I don't mean that in a bad way, but It's different when you're going abroad and you're going somewhere you haven't been, or you're staying in a hotel, or even like if you have an Airbnb and you're able to go to different places. It's nice to see my family, but I don't count it as like going away and having a nice breakaway. Okay, so we're going in with the second mascara, guys, because that one just didn't seem to do a lot. It could mean that it's just coming to the end. Thank you for the love hearts and the flowers. They're really, thank you guys. And it's nothing bad about family. I really like seeing my family. But I guess you're going home to the home you always knew, which is nice, but it's just not a holiday. I feel the same way when I visit my family in Germany. Wow, I've never been to Germany. But so you feel, you obviously don't live in Germany then? I'm living in the UK, but originally from Dublin in Ireland. So actually Oasis played in Ireland last night, in Dublin. And I think they did fireworks for them. So like before the concert started, like fireworks came up and spelt out Oasis. It was like really over the top. But I guess, you know, I think apparently they have links to Ireland. I didn't realize that. Okay. So that's a little bit better, guys, and I went in with the second mascara, but I'm feeling like I will go in with the W7 Lash Out again. Yeah, Wonderwall Oasis. They just spelled out in fireworks before the concert started, Oasis, and then everyone just went like crazy in the audience, and then the concert started. But yeah, Oasis and Blur were like who I listened to, and the Cranberries, which I'd probably in the UK they don't know a lot about the Cranberries, but they're a very, very popular Irish band. But unfortunately, they're not together anymore. But the Cranberries were definitely something I listened to growing up. But Wonderwall is one of my favorite songs. I think it's starting to come together now, guys. The lashes, they will come up probably a lot more pronounced in the post section, which I will do. But yeah, Oasis, their gig in Dublin, they started their Dublin concerts was last night. I don't know if you were on the live, Gabe, where I said that because my family are in Wexford, Ed Sheeran just arrived in like one of the car parks and started to sing Castle in the Sky with his guitar. And my auntie was getting out of her car because she was going shopping, and he was in the car park, and everyone started to kind of gather around him, and he just started to sing Castle in the Sky. It was crazy. So my auntie got her phone out and started to record it and put it on Facebook. It was crazy. But he seems like a very down-to-earth guy, Ed Sheeran. I've never met him, but he seems to be quite a down-to-earth person. But yeah, Oasis are somebody I'd love to go and see, but the prices of their tickets when they came out was absolutely crazy. There's no way I could have afforded it. No way. Oh yes, you told me and then I saw it on the news. Okay, sorry. I thought you were on the live, but I wasn't sure. And like I don't know anybody who's met him. And my auntie met him. So again, sorry if you can hear outside with the car and the dog. It's so hot, guys. I had to not turn on the fan. I turned on the fan, but it was so loud you wouldn't have been able to hear what I'm saying. So that's why the window is open. So let's start the second. I think that's definitely showing a bit better. But I did always like Ed Sheeran. I didn't ever have one of his albums or anything, but like I definitely would listen to him if I heard him or anything like that. But yeah, Oasis were definitely celebrated in Dublin last night. Okay. So do you go back to Germany a lot? I try and go, obviously COVID did hit a lot in 2020, but I try and go back at least 3 or 4 times. My mom's coming over in November, so she'll stay with me for a while. Which seems so long away when you think other people around you see their family all the time. It's a really strange feeling. I still don't get used to it, honestly. When you hear people in work and things and what they're doing, and then you're like, yeah, I'm seeing my mum in November. It's kind of like they look at you like, wow. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Hi, Kaelek. I hope you're well. Are you doing okay? I know you're staying on to watch, and I do appreciate that. Do you like Sinead O'Connor? Yes, her son was in the same year as my friends. So yes, in the same school. So yeah, I like Sinead O'Connor. I do. Yeah. Kind of a sad ending, but yes, I know her son from school. So not now, but when we were in school, we were kind of in the same group. He's a nice guy. So I haven't seen him obviously um in a long time, but he was in our school and the group kind of that we hung out in. But she was really good. I mean, she would never come to like the kind of parent evenings or anything like that. Only if he said it's okay, because I think he was very overwhelmed when people came when she came to parents evenings and stuff, because obviously she's so, she's obviously very back then was very popular, and she still is, but yeah, it was sad, wasn't it? Because I think she was about to record a new album. I think it was quite tragic. um I think Ireland is one of those countries, because it's an island. um you do tend to know people. So I didn't realize when I was younger who his mum was. We just hung out with him after school. And then obviously as teenagers she came out with Nothing Compares to You, which somebody else wrote for her actually. And then that just brought her to number. I think she'd had one or two songs that kind of did well, but not as well as Nothing Compares to You. And then she did that, and yeah, she just went straight to number one. Um, okay, so it's, yeah, I think the mascara, for some reason, it must mean that the mascaras are kind of going, and I didn't realize that because I haven't had this very long. But it's not kind of showing up. It'll show up in the pictures, I think, when the pictures are more, the camera's a bit more close to. But yeah, Ireland is a small country, and I love it, but you do tend to, not everybody knows everybody, but like, you do tend to have, I guess, connections that, um, to people. Um, Probably like any island, it's probably the same thing, because Ireland is actually an island. If people don't know, it is actually classed as an island. Um, I'm going to see if there's one more mascara I have here, guys, because it's very unusual for the W7 Lash Out not to have such a kind of impact. And I don't have, if you've said, but if you've heard me before say, sometimes if you shake it, it's a bit better. I have an allergic reaction to lashes, so but one place I've always wanted to go is Canada. I've never been to Canada. Um, Always wanted to go there. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I've always wanted to go to Canada. Okay. Going to try this one now. This is the W7 Lash Out Mascara. So we've tried two mascaras now at this point. But guys, just to let you know, my lives will continue. So I'll always be on my lives. I'm just trying to figure out in between, my moving and working, the longer form content is just a bit harder to record. So I just, it's hard to kind of get the time for that. So I absolutely will do it. The lives will always be dependable. Mondays and Wednesdays, always at 8:30 UK time, and I am going to really consciously make a decision. There's just somehow some parts of the house that still have boxes, and it's not kind of intentional. It's just with work and things like that. It's just been kind of hard to kind of do absolutely everything. So yeah. Hi, Kelk. I think I saw you before. Thank you for staying. I appreciate it. Why Canada? I know it's cold there, but I've always wanted to visit. It just looks so beautiful. Um, it's somewhere where everything is probably, it would probably be super different experience rather than going somewhere warmer, and their culture. I've always wanted to visit. I've been to America on and off. But I can't explain it. It looks really beautiful there. Absolutely stunning. And I love long walks. I love scenery. And yeah, it just looks, to me, I might be wrong. I've had friends that have said it was beautiful over there. Yes, it is cold. They did say it's cold. But they've just said it was absolutely beautiful. And then the people were so friendly, and it's just somewhere I'd like to go, I guess. Okay, so kind of going and starting to look a little bit better. So we're going to go in, I was going to go in with some lip oil, but I think we'll go ahead and go with a duo lip but I guess everybody has somewhere they'd love to go that they've never been, basically. Um, okay, so I'm actually going to go in with a lip liner and a lip, so this is, I think this is Queen Revolution in Brunch, actually. This is Brunch, and we're just going to find the, so I've got two. I've got Queen and Brunch, and I think we'll probably go with, oh, this is Caramel. We'll go with Caramel, I think, so it doesn't take from the, so the eyes haven't really turned out how I wanted them to, but hopefully the pictures will. The mascara isn't coming out as strong, and I think that is because it's coming to the end of the product. So I will go out and get another one repurchased. I'm kind of on a no buy now because I've you know, got a new place and things like that. My money is kind of being put into different things. So I'm doing repurchases, but I'm on a no buy until December. And what that means is just for makeup and things like that, if it has to be repurchased, yes, I'll get it. But I'll try to kind of refrain from getting every new product that comes out because, yeah, I need to be looking at different things. So this is the Revolution Lip Oil Lip Definer, and that's what it looks like. This is Caramel, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. But yeah, everybody has kind of those a place where they've just never been. New Zealand is another place I'd like to go to. Okay. So we're just going to line the lips. This is Caramel. But I think at this point it would just be a nice to get away on a holiday, a break, you know, a breakaway. One of my friends actually said, would you not just take 2 or 3 days and just go on a short break? But actually, because I've been so focused in Oxford, I wouldn't actually know in the UK where to go. That's kind of nice and, you know, relaxing, and without spending a huge amount of money, obviously. But it would be nice to just get away for a few days. Okay, so it's kind of a bright pink. It's not kind of going to take over anything. Okay, so this eye look hasn't turned out the way I wanted to as I'm seeing it in the mirror, but we're going to go with it today, guys, or tonight, as I say. Not really a fan of it, but we'll go with it. Okay, I'm just going to go in with Queen, and this again is still from Revolution. New Zealand is a good one, and Canada has the Rockies. Is there anywhere you would love to go that you've never been? Yeah, New Zealand, it really looks beautiful. I think with this heat, it's really hard to sleep too. I'm struggling to sleep as well. And like one of my friends said today, Kira, I've kept the um, fan on all night. But then somebody else said to me, that's really dangerous, like fire hazard. But she was so hot, she kept the fan on in her room all night. But again, that probably is a fire hazard. But she was, you know, so it's because we don't have those air conditioned kind of, you know, homes, guys. When you go into, like, as I said before, like say big superstores or, you know, things like that, yes, there's air conditioning, absolutely. But like say for like your home or just apartments or wherever you live, unless you get like an air conditioning unit yourself, you're not going to kind of have one like built in the UK or Ireland, because we're not used to, if you go back over time, we've never had such hot summers. So yeah, it's starting to kind of get, I'd love to travel South and North America. Yeah, so I've been to New York, Boston and San Francisco. But yeah, South America, yeah, sounds amazing. I haven't been there. Okay, so we're kind of coming to the end, guys. I might just put on a little bit more of the Huda Beauty. And it's just going to kind of set the bronze that we did. Um, and then I might calm down the brightness there before we do that with the Makeup Revolution. And this is there. So we're just coming to the end now, guys. So this is just the Makeup Revolution pink baking powder, and it's just going to kind of calm down the highlight that we have there. So we're going to do that. I already set the face earlier with the e.l.f. gripping spray. So we set the face. I'm just going to get my triangle puff. But nowadays, like flights, everything, unless you get a package, it can be so expensive to do. It's all about kind of price now and things like that. So when I go away, so for example, when I went to Portugal, I actually didn't, for the first time in 2022, I did an Airbnb, and you can see, guys, how that's just slightly calmed it down, and it doesn't look as kind of chaotic as this side, and that's what we want. We want the brightness, but we don't want it to kind of, if I look back, you can see it kind of looks a bit better. I like to experience the desert and the jungle and the mountains before I die. Yeah, the jungle, would love to discover that. Absolutely. On the mountains, I think Canada would be good for the mountains. I just love to do an experience, guys, and come away from it going, wow, I have never ever experienced that in my life. And that's kind of what, come away with something like that, have that experience where you can always look back on something and say, whoa, that was amazing. So that's kind of like one of those once in a lifetime things, So yeah, it just kind of takes away the real kind of harsh shimmer that we had there. The shimmer is still showing, but it's complementing the eye rather than kind of being so obvious. So that's what we're doing. That's kind of what we wanted. So even though this isn't a very natural eye look, you're getting that kind of calm, but still kind of fresh, basically. And then I just put the rest in the T-zone, so I don't waste the product. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the blurred look, I think it's kind of what it looks like. So we're just going to pop that. Hi, Kaylak. We're just at the end. I know you've got school tomorrow, so you won't be on. But thank you for staying through the video. And it was lovely to talk to you. I hope you have a good day in school tomorrow. So now what I'm going to do is just set the bronze with the Huda Beauty. And that is the Radiance number 3. They come in different kind of light, medium and dark. So we're going to just go back in, set that again. This is the Glow Wish. Thank you for the hearts. You're welcome. You've got lots to study, so definitely that's what that looks like. So this is the medium. Radiance number 3. It's their soft radiance tan light, and it's got that marble effect. So it's kind of like Laura Geller. She bakes her products basically in Italy. This isn't the same thing. This is Huda Beauty, but she has gone for that marble effect, you can see. And all we're going to do is just really set again everything we've done around the kind of the bronze side, just so that it stays. And that's kind of, I know that the look isn't the most natural look, but if you kind of look back, it's just kind of complements brown eyes. I think bright colors, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing not to go for those dark browns. So when I do put on makeup, that it complements kind of the face rather than the other way around. You're welcome. So we're just going to go in with the contour brush, and then I think we can set the face. But yeah, I think everyone has, like the jungle would sound amazing, Gib, and the mountains, totally, because they're experiences that you would never experience again, unless you went back, obviously. But something that's just unique to you and that you can tick off your bucket list, basically. And then we're just going to go under the chin there. So you can see it's just going to set things, guys. Just going to mattify it slightly so it doesn't look so dewy or oily. And we're just bringing that back to the hairline. Thank you for the love hearts. It's been great talking to you guys. I know I do longer form content, but the purpose, I guess, of the Real Techniques, this is the brush, the lives is, the heat is definitely getting to me. The purpose of the purpose of the lives is to kind of chat to you guys, I think since COVID, I think people are still feeling the effects of, online, and particularly when I suddenly couldn't see my family and go to Ireland during COVID. Everyone depended on online and social media and FaceTime. Okay, sweetie, I'm just finished. It's 11 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely. You go. I'm just going to set my setting spray. You get to bed. Because, yeah, school tomorrow, definitely. So you and I can always, I'm on live again, and you can always catch up. I'm live again tomorrow, but always catch up if it's too late, and I'll always respond to your comments if you ever do that. That's absolutely fine. So it's just mattified it, guys, if you can see, but it was great to speak to you, Kaya. And it kind of just looks a bit more set into the skin. I think I'm not going to set the blush because that is quite you know, pink anyway, and it sets kind of the same tone as the lip, so we don't want to go too strong, particularly if the eye is strong. So that's what that looks like. But yeah, I think during COVID, people did. You're welcome. It was really good to speak to you, and again, I hope you do really well in school and gym. You have really good classes with gym, don't you? So gymnastics and things like that. So yeah, I felt in COVID very kind of confined to online, because obviously my obviously everyone back home was in Ireland, so you're on FaceTime, and then kind of as you kind of it started to let up a bit more, it was easier to see people, but you still kind of had that need for online. So I think it kind of some parts of it were good, and some parts of it I think were not great. And what I'm going to do, guys, because I can see it's quite dry, it looks quite dry, just going to use some Revolution lip oil, and this is just going to give that gloss look, and it's oil is really hydrating for the lips as well. So we're just going to dot that around, and you can see it just makes a little bit of a difference there, and it just hydrates. Okay, so a little bit of a different look tonight, guys. Not how we went, not the look we were going for, but we went for it in the end. I hope everyone really does have a good week. It seems like a bit of a quicker live tonight, but I do think Sunday lives are always quite quiet. Mondays and Wednesdays are very different. But we're going to just set the one more time, and this is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Grip Fine Mist. But it's always good to chat to you guys, so we're just going to spray. And the mist is always going to be a little bit lighter than an actual spray, so but it's really good, really hydrating. And this is the dewy, so it'll come off dewy. So if it looks a little bit oily, it's actually, so dewy is going to look more kind of hydrated. A mattifying setting spray is just going to make it look a bit more dry, but it's whatever you want for whatever your preference is. So this is the Shockingly Fine Mist Major Makeup Grip from e.l.f. And this is their dewy setting, so it'll always tell you if it's dewy or mattifying, so whatever your preference is. So guys, I think it has come to the end. I'm a kind of chatty person, but it's very quiet live, which I get that sometimes, and sometimes I'm at the end and we're all having different conversations, and it's just the nature of lives, I think. But I will have that longer form content, like I said, the requested one, which was the contour, highlight and contour, that will be during the week, because I am going to kind of really focus on the other room and try and make that the setup and everything. But there's boxes in there, there's still things that need to be sorted. So I will pop up posts of this look shortly, probably in the next 5 minutes. Can't wait for your glam pictures. Oh, thank you. And I hope you have a good Monday. I know it's kind of coming to the end of the weekend and everyone's going to school and work. So I do hope you all do have a good week ahead. And tomorrow, I will be live at 8:30 in UK time. We will be here. Oh, thank you. Well, do have a good week, guys. And if I don't speak to you tomorrow, have a good week. Again, the longer form content will be up in a couple of days' time, which is the highlight and contour. I'll see you all very soon. And again, pictures will be in the post section. Bye, guys.